Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Inept Pit episode 24. Like the amount of hours in a day, or the last year I had more hair, I guess.
Or the TV show.
Yeah, or the TV show that I never watched. That too.
I watched
I'm your host, Drew Campbell. The other fat guy is Evan Shaw, and we are rocking and rolling with a full day of Inept Pit now. So I'm sorry to everyone who's been listening. I apologize for that.
Yeah, we wasted a whole day, but as long as you have a whole marathon now, you can watch.
Yeah, dude, if you are the saddest person on the planet, you can just listen to us for 24 hours straight.
Hey man, when we're older, and I'm just gonna reflect back on these early episodes. That's what I'm gonna do.
They're really for us. They're memoirs of our friendship. It's really all it is.
Yeah.
Says, hey, you remember when Drew was alive? Let's go. I'm not gonna live long. Let's be honest here. With the lifestyle I live,
I think you'll live longer than me.
You think so? I mean, you have bad health, so there's a good chance you're going to die of a heart attack, but I just feel like I'm going to do something stupid and accidentally kill myself.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, I could just see myself accidentally walking in front of a car.
That'd be rough.
I'm not a dog, so it ain't rough.
I set you up.
God, dude, I'm already doing bad jokes.
There's at least one per episode of, like, a Drew pun.
A shitty Drew. I don't even like puns. I don't even know why I'm doing them. But I think it's because I'm on, dude. I'm like, I gotta be jokes. If it's not funny every 30 seconds, then why the fuck are people listening? Right? This isn't an information. It's not an informational podcast. It's definitely not an informational podcast.
Yeah. It's not.
Right.
It's not supposed to be.
So, man, how's your life been since the last time we talked?
Let's see. I just waited for you to come home
to do this. You're literally.
I was like,
You're just like a dog. You have no idea how much time has passed or elapsed. You're just like laying on the couch, going every time a car passes by.
That's pretty much.
You're looking out the window, wagging your tail, and the car just keeps rolling. You're like, and go back on the couch.
Well, I'll talk about Sunday, which is a couple days ago.
Okay.
Because it was daylight savings time, and I had a few beers the night before.
Oh,
I don't know if you've been hungover. I don't know if you. Shut up. I don't know if you've ever been hungover on daylight savings time, but it's awkward.
Yeah, I was this year.
Okay. I woke up at like 12:30, and it was just. It's like I'm gonna completely waste this whole day.
Well, I had to work the next day, so it was a little bit harder for me. So
no, I didn't do anything.
Man. Contrast, Evan. Maybe your life isn't that bad. You ever think about that? Try to be positive. You could have worked and had a hangover with daylight savings.
But for some reason, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Mountain Dew. I don't drink Mountain Dew that much.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? When did that start?
I'm going through them. I mean, I'm almost.
What you bought? So you didn't even just buy a single? You bought a whole 12 pack?
Yeah, I bought a 12 pack of Mountain Dew.
Please tell me it's regular Mountain Dew and you didn't get super Mountain Dewy and you're like, I got Mountain Dew Co Red.
Regular Mountain Dew.
If you got Mountain Dew Co Red, you're just saying that my mom has a tramp stamp. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, but I had like 2 of them Sunday night, and I like stayed up till like 3. I couldn't sleep at all.
I like how your version of drugs is like, I had like 2 Mountain Dews, and I was just wired all night. Couldn't even get to bed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Watched a marathon of Friends, and I was just geeking.
I don't remember what I watched Sunday.
Geeked up off that dew, dude.
Yeah.
That's a fun sentence.
Geeked up off that dude. Put down, that's a t-shirt.
That's another t-shirt. Yep. Geeked up off that dude. All right, no one's going to buy that, but merch store coming soon with all of our terrible t-shirt designs, like Thousand Island Sauerkraut Pussy. That's going to be a number 1 seller, dude. That one's number 1.
You're going to see that at Spencer's Gifts one day.
Yes, just all black shirt, but lettering in pink.
Yeah.
Naturally. It has to be in pink.
Then our logo on the back.
Yeah. No one's buying it for us. They're buying it because they see that and they're like, all right, what's that about? I like that shirt. That's a good shirt.
This is for my brother Fred. He's gonna love this.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be great for his bachelor party.
Yeah.
Where we go? I feel like we're a podcast that's great for a bachelor party, if that makes any sense.
Well, guys are just going to tune into us during the bachelor party for
No, I mean like
first come or something?
No, I'm saying like we're the bachelor party of podcasts.
Like it's when that makes any sense at all.
it's the cut loose before giving it up. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it's like we're not ready for the stability.
Yes, exactly.
This is like the end of our youth that we're trying to hang on to before everything hits the fan.
Yes, thank you for putting better words for what I was saying, Evan. Thank you so much. You added to the podcast, and we're like 5 minutes into this, and you're already swimming, dude. What happened while I was gone? Did you do something?
Had Mountain Dew. That's what I'm saying. That's a secret.
Keep drinking Mountain Dew. I suggest Evan gets on the dew. He climbs Mountain Dew, Dew Mountain. You pitch a flag up there, and you stay there, dude. You stay on those peaks because you're a much higher person.
Yeah, that's not just my height, everyone.
Oh, bad joke. Bad joke. Yay. That's what people do.
We need a bad joke button.
It's terrible. Yeah.
Just like a buzzer or something.
No, we just need a sound bit of me going, "You're fucking lame." Like,
yeah.
Every time someone does that.
That can happen every time I speak. That's the podcast now.
Oh shit, dude. I just realized something. Fuck.
What?
I broke podcast tradition. I'm not wearing just a black shirt for the first time.
Oh, we can just. It kind of looks black from here.
It's a green jacket.
Oh, your undershirt.
I have a black shirt on, but normally I just wear a black shirt.
Well, someone called the police.
Yeah, I've worn a color. My autism is freaking out right now, dude. I just can't handle this. I'm gonna have to go write an essay about it.
Or you've changed from your trip.
Oh, Evan, I am a new person. I've evolved into a spirit animal, which is tortoise.
Yeah.
I summoned my spirit animal, tortoise. Now I can live 150 years.
Did you buy that jacket in New Orleans?
No. My sister gave it to me.
I've just never seen you in a jacket.
I bought this shirt in New Orleans, but no, I didn't. The jacket, I didn't. So I guess we should go into the trip now.
Yeah, I didn't talk. I didn't want to talk to you until the podcast because I know nothing about this trip other than the snaps that you sent me, and I got a lot of questions.
Should I start with the trip or should we start with the questions?
I think we should go into the trip
and then do questions afterwards.
Yeah,
and see if maybe the snap I answer the questions throughout. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna prefix this. New Orleans is the greatest city in the fucking world, hands down.
Looked like it.
Never been to a city that's better. I recommend everyone to go there. And I'm also going to say I was worried about going by myself. Really glad I went by myself. I guess what I'm really trying to say is, Evan, I'm really glad you didn't come. Like, it was actually a blessing.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm happy you weren't there. It would have been worse if you were there.
Probably.
I'm on it. I don't mean to be mean. Don't mean to be mean. Honestly, would be worse if you went. So I went to. Also, I should probably prefix this. I decided the first time someone asked me where I'm from, I decided, fuck it, why tell the truth? And I just made up a whole character. I was Drew Camp, a gynecologist from Sacramento.
Drew Camp?
Yeah, I didn't want to keep it a little bit same, so at least I'd still react. And then I told people to call me, my friends call me Dr. Dre.
Okay, that would actually been pretty hilarious if I was there.
Also, here's the thing. It's super easy to just bullshit about being a psychologist or a gynecologist. No one knows anything about gynecology.
Did they ask you any questions?
Yes, and I just lied my way through all of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so easy to just bullshit your way about pretending to be a doctor for vaginas. It was great. And I literally just went there because I was asked on the spot, and I'm like, okay, in like city, I'm like, Sacramento. I'm gonna do Sacramento. Because it's like a city that people know, but it's not too big where it's, oh, that city's awesome. You know what I mean? I don't have to know anything about Sacramento.
But you said your name was Drew Camp?
Yeah.
But you said, call me Dr. Dre?
My friends call me Dr. Dre. Because Dr. Dre
Dre. I know, but still, like, how would no one not see through that?
I don't know, because New Orleans is just filled with happy people on vacation.
Dr. Drew's the thing.
And I think people want to feel like they meet special people when they're on vacation or just in general in life.
5 people telling I met this gynecologist from Sacramento named Dr. Dre, and it was amazing.
Evan, way more than 5. Way more than 5. So I got to know.
I already knew I would have been an outcast because you seem to have socialized with way more people than I have. Like all
I made so many friends. Okay. I made so many friends. It was awesome. So the first thing it is, when I got to New Orleans, I went and got lunch. I'm going to skip over this shit because that's not the entertaining part. And then afterward, do I want to be like,
I got lunch, you know?
Here, I'm gonna really glaze over a lot of the food. I'm just going to tell you this. The food alone is worth the trip, all right? The food's amazing there. I spent hundreds of dollars on food while I was there. But I'm not going to be like, well, I got this and that. No one, that's not entertaining to anyone.
What's the best thing you got?
The best thing I got while I was there?
Best food.
Jambalaya.
Okay.
Jambalaya was the best food I got there. I also really liked gator tails.
Is that the first time you ever had them?
I had gator when I was really, really young. I never had fried gator tails, but fried gator tails is motherfucking shit, dude. It's awesome. If you ever get yourself on some gator tails, you get yourself some gator tail boy. You get yourself some crawfish. You get yourself some crawfish etouffee.
We got a cameo by Foghorn Leghorn, everyone.
Yeah, I was going for a New Orleans accent, but we'll go ahead. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
You gotta get yourself some of that seafood gumbo there, boy.
It's Foghorn.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. But, all right, so I ate. Immediately afterwards, I'm like, okay, what's close by? Like, what can I do? Because my check into my hotel is not till 4, right? I look up and there's the National World War II Museum like close by. I'm like, oh, cool. I wanted to see that. That'll be fun. So I went there. Not fun. Like, it was not fun. Dude, it was super sad. Yeah. I went through it, dude. I fucking was choking up reading all this shit and seeing it. Like, I was like choking up, and I paid extra to go see this 4D movie where they like have the seats rumble and the smoke and all this shit. And going, fucking Tom Hanks narrates it, and it's all like they have like letters from like different soldiers and like admirals and nurses that were all in the war, like letters or like diary entries, and they read them out, but then they get voice actors to play them that are like famous actors. So it's like Elijah Wood and like fucking Justin Long. So they sound young, but then they have all this shit going on, dude. Some of those were fucking making me choke up, but it was really until, also I should probably go in this. Like I'm choking up, like shedding. I cry like twice already, like during this movie. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, this is fucking deep. This is like hitting me hard. This is hitting me in a place. And I'm all by myself, so I don't give a shit. I'm just crying. I don't like what. Oh, someone's going to see me cry? Fuck you. You don't even know me.
Yeah.
No one here will ever see me. So I'm crying in public at this movie. But then there's a part where a kamikaze plane, like you're like supposed to be on a warship, showing this scene. A kamikaze plane comes in and there's this giant explosion and the seats rumble. I swear to God, this old woman, like 2 seats down from me, jumps out of her seat, and then something super sad starts happening. I'm crying, and then I smell shit. I'm like, oh God, she shit herself, and then I'm also just still crying. Oh shit. But it doesn't until the end of the movie. This is the one that really fucking threw me off. Is then at the end they show all of them lined up, all the people that read letters in it. Like them, like, and it shows them all like standing in front of American flags saluting when they're young, like in the war, and then like half of them walk forward. God damn it. I'm not professional. Half of them walk forward and like grow old and then turn and salute the flag, and then the other half turn around and walk into the flag and like disappear. Dude, I fucking lost it. Like I was.
This is the last scene of the movie.
Yeah, it's like the end. It's like the like playing tribute because like the people who read like the letters in the diary, like half of them never made it home, kind of thing is what they're saying. And dude, I cried so hard.
Just fall on the floor, dude.
Just I'm gonna tell you, I never felt so proud to be American. I'm sitting there, I'm like, fuck, dude. We were so united in World War II. Everyone said we had to get together. It's like, it was all of us. Like, and like, there's a part of the fucking museum about diversity, about like how Native Americans and Latino Americans and like and Black Americans, African Americans, what do you ever want to say? I just say Black people, but I'm a racist apparently. they all were like, yeah, it's gonna take all of us. Even like, and then there was like a part about how the women like stepped up. They were going over there as nurses, and they were part of the war effort. Like everyone just came together for it. And it was like, fuck, dude, we're so divided, we're so united. Oh man, so that was like, it was fun. So I would go back to try to see the rest of the museum. I'm like, I can't, everything's heavier now. So I like walk out of the museum. I'm like, that wasn't fun. Like this trip's supposed to be fun. I'm fucking just miserable. So I finally just go back and check out my hotel. I'm like right by Bourbon Street. I'm one street over from Bourbon Street. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go try. I'm gonna go check out Bourbon Street and then I'll figure out what I want to do for dinner or whatever. I walk over to Bourbon Street. The first thing I see is there's this fat guy dressed up fully in Darth Vader, but painted like the Saints colors, and he's just singing Meatloaf. And I'm like, this is lit. Like, this is amazing already. This is the first thing I saw on Bourbon Street. I turn and I see like a little like stand that's by out front of this bar, like dip into the bar, like beers to go. Walk up, buy a beer to go, walk out, watching it, drinking a beer on the street. And I'm like, I'm not leaving this street. Like, I'm not leaving it. So I'm just walking up and down the street. I finally like mosey my way into this fucking random bar there. Don't remember its name. I don't remember most of the bars there's names because I was just mostly drunk this whole trip. I wandered in one. There's just some guy playing piano in a courtyard. I'm like, fuck it, just sit down, smoke a cigarette, listen to this guy. It's like me in this courtyard and then a group of a bunch of old people. And they're like requesting songs. They're paying to have like all these old songs. And I'm like, I'm going to entertain myself with this one. I start throwing the guy $5 to just play like random songs that are clearly not appropriate. I made him play like Candy Shop by 50 Cent.
I let you lick the candy
yeah.
shop or lick the lollipop. Like, oh.
And then my other one is I had him play Down with the Sickness by Disturbed.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm laughing my ass off, and finally, I'm like, all right, whatever. I gotta go see another bar. I walk out, go to another bar. I'm like walking up the street. I have beers to go. I'm doing that for a while, and I'm telling you,
I'm just laughing. You flew all this way to just do. It's kind of like our hometown. Like we have like 3 or 4 bars.
Oh no,
the same street, but
it's
this is
not like that.
Like 12 times more than that.
At least, and also like dozens of people and music everywhere in a warm summer evening, and you can drink out on the streets.
Yeah,
and that atmosphere is just great. Like it's just so nice. It's just like every bar is different, and it's just like a different experience in every single one. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place that I recommend going to. But I went to this other bar. I sit down at the bar. I'm like, I get a drink. I'm sitting there, and this girl walks up and sits down next to me, and she starts talking to me. I talk to her for a minute or two, and like, oh, we're shooting back and forth. And then she's out of nowhere. She goes, hey, so do you want to get your dick played with? And I'm like, what? I'm like, no one's ever said that sentence ever. Like, no one talks like that. Like, what? And she's like, you got $200? And I'm like, oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm good. Yeah, I'm sorry for wasting your time. Like, I got propositioned by my first prostitute, dude. That was a fun experience.
On your first night?
Yeah. And I also found out I'm way too nice of a guy because I apologized to a prostitute for wasting her time because she tried to make me a trick. Yeah. I felt bad. I was like, I'm sorry I wasted your time. But
sorry, I almost committed a crime.
Well, no, I didn't almost commit a crime. There's no world where I was going to pay for a prostitute.
Yeah.
Dude, a lot of shit would have to go wrong in my life. Like, I mean, I'm nowhere near that kind of person that's going to pay for sex ever. It's just, yeah, not my morals, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, people do whatever you want. Like, I don't judge her or anything, but she's got to make a living. She can do whatever she wants, but I ain't giving her the living. Like, that ain't my thing. So yeah, I just kept
pretty crazy.
I know, it's really fun. As weird as that sounds.
I was gonna say you cried and you were propositioned in
the
span of a few hours.
Yep, it was great, man. So I went back to my hotel room. I'm so fucking jolly at this point. Everything's going so great.
What time did you go back to your hotel?
Well, I'm just stopping by my hotel room because I bought a 5th of Jameson so I could go back and do shots. Because dude, shots are so expensive down there. You can buy a 5th still for $25, and like shots at the bar were like $7.50.
Okay.
So they're expensive as fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
$7.50 or $8, like depending on which bar you're at. Fucking
well,
beers are $6. Yeah, I get it, but I can also just dude, I'm not even kidding you. Like it's a 1-minute walk from Bourbon Street to my hotel. It's just right around the corner. So it wasn't like far. I could just run up there. I'm so happy. I'm like running. I'm like walking down the street singing. I'm singing in the rain, swinging off a fucking lamppost. I'm singing in the rain. I'm singing in the rain.
What time was this?
What a glorious feel. It's probably like 8:30.
8:30 at night.
It's probably like 8:30. Yeah.
Singing that song on Bourbon Street. Well, you probably fit in with the crowd, I'm assuming.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I feel like that's the place where you can go and do that and you wouldn't be judged.
No, people love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just all about it.
They're all drunk.
They're about it there, if you know what I'm saying.
about it.
Did some shots in my hotel room. Go back out. Wandered up and down the street for a little bit. I ended up at this bar again, random bar. Just walked into and saw they have a courtyard. This is the most beautiful courtyard. Again, don't remember the name of this bar, but it was gorgeous. And I walk in, they got a blues band playing. It's just a 2-piece drummer and a bass player. I'm like, fuck yes, live band. Sit down again, just drinking. I'm on a table in the courtyard by myself. It's starting to fill out. I'm just drinking, smoking cigarettes, listening to this blues band. I'm like, fuck it, dude. I go up to the guys. They take a break. I go up to the guys. I walk up to them. I'm like, you guys are great. How much money is it going to take for you to let me play a song with you? I want to play the drums. And the guy's like, if you give me $30 right now, I'll let you play a song with the bass player. And I was like, all right, deal. So I paid him $30. I'm like, you lead, dude. And I just started playing drums. So I was so happy. I got to play music in New Orleans at a fucking bar. It was great.
They had to pay $30 to play.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm on vacation, man. Oh, I also forgot that I was so happy on the streets, dude. I was giving like every street performer $20. I was just like, fuck yes, street performer, $20. $20. I would go up, there'd be like a guy like tap dancing on the street. I'd walk up next to him and just start tap dancing and then be like, $20. Fucking take it, dude. You're awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money the first day just because I was so happy and drunk. I was just like, fucking take it. Take my money. You take it. You take it.
It's got to be like $200 you just gave away.
Probably. I mean, I probably gave like $120 away, to be honest. But yeah.
My bad.
Still a lot, though.
Yeah, I was going to say it's over $100 in street performance.
I was happy and fuck it, man. It was a good time.
Oh, it's a memory. It's also lost some money.
Oh, well, it's worth the money, man. Fuck the money. I'm glad I got to dance with a tap dancer on fucking Bourbon Street. I told him, show me how to do that. Show me how to do that. After I gave him $20, so he's like, all right, I'll show you.
What shoes were you wearing?
Dude, you can buy whatever you want, basically.
What shoes were you wearing? Do you remember that night?
Just tennis shoes. Like, you could literally just do whatever you want. You can just be like, here's $20. Fucking take it. Also, it's so easy to buy drugs there because, like, if you're by yourself just walking up Bourbon Street, about every 15 to 20 minutes, someone will just walk up to you and be like, yo, you want some drugs? And I'm like, yes, I would love some drugs, sir. So that was fun. But after I played drums, I'm like, I go back to my fucking table. I'm sitting there, I'm drinking more. And then, like, randomly, he's like, it's getting full out, and I'm like by a table myself. So he's like, 4 guys sit down at my table. And I'm like, just like, oh yeah, guys, fucking take a seat. I don't give a shit. What's up? How you doing? And it's like 4 dudes from Minneapolis, and we just all start shooting the shit for a while. We're buying each other's rounds of shots, just talking, listen to the blues band, like, you know, talk about where we're from.
Did you tell these guys you were Drew Camp?
Yeah, I'm full. I'm full gynecologist. Yeah. Drew Camp, just bullshitting on his ass. They're looking for me for words of wisdom. They're younger than me, but not real young. They were probably like 23, 22, but they were cool.
College kids,
yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. And so after like the bar's about to close and shit like that, I'm like, yo, guys, I ran out of all my cash that I brought with me at the time. So I'm like, yo, if someone buys me a beer, I got this joint and I'll smoke it with you guys afterwards. And they're like, fuck yeah. So they buy me a beer. I finished the beer when we were like head out and I'm like walking. And they're like, well, we know a really good spot that we can smoke this at. I'm like, whatever, lead away. I'm just following for again, there's a lot of shit I realized. I'm like, I'm so lucky I wasn't just murdered. Like, dude, like a drug dealer be like, hey, you want to buy some drugs? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, all right, well, come down this alley with me. I'm like, all right, like, all right, I'm good. I don't know. I think maybe I just had positive energy, or it's the fact I'm tall, but I should have been murdered. Like,
just by at this point, in my 2 cents, just by this point from going from the plane to lunch, to the World War II museum, to just being on Bourbon Street. This this already sounds like a fulfilling trip.
Oh,
it's not even the second day yet.
The first day alone was worth the trip. It was amazing. So we walked down. They walked me. I don't know where we're going. Like, I'm drunk. I don't know fucking where we're at. And we walk. They take me to the fucking Mississippi River, dude. Like the steps leading down the Mississippi River. We sit on the Mississippi River. It's a fucking southern night, Mississippi River, smoking a joint. What a great experience. What a great experience.
Were you literally like on the river?
Yeah, literally on the river. Sitting on the Mississippi River.
It's dangerous.
Dipping my toe. Well, I'm not in it. I'm dipping my feet in the water. How's that dangerous?
You could slip in. I could slip in.
What the fuck? It's not like it's in a massive current immediately where it's like fucking like you're not gonna just fly away.
It's pretty deep. It's the largest river in the United States.
I can swim, Evan.
Well, I can't really. I haven't swam in forever, as you can tell. But go ahead.
Why don't you swim? I think I know why. Is it because you don't want to take your shirt off? Is that why you don't swim, Evan?
No, I would.
Are you aware of your shirt? Yeah. Are you aware of shirt in the pool guy now?
I don't know the last time I've been to a pool.
I recommend to anyone listening to this podcast, no matter what, wearing a shirt in the pool looks way worse than not wearing a shirt in the pool. I don't care what your body is. It doesn't look better. It looks worse because you're like, that dude's wearing a shirt in the pool and it's just sticking to him. You're like, it makes you look fatter. If you like, just own it. It's way better to own it. So
I don't need people to see my rolls, but go ahead.
That's my Drew advice for the podcast. That and go to New Orleans. I'm smoking a joint with him on the Mississippi, and I'm like so paranoid because I don't smoke weed a lot that I get high enough at this point where I'm like, fuck, oh god, everyone thinks I'm a gynecologist here. What if there's some kind of pussy emergency? And they're like, oh god, Drew, this woman's blowing her pussy out. We need your help. And I'm like, and I gotta be like, I'm not a doctor. I lied about all this. She's gonna die. She's gonna die from a blown out pussy. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna leave, guys. And they're like, how? Like, can we get you on Facebook or something like that? Get your phone number. I'm like, I'm a real play it by the night kind of guy. I mean, like, I'm just on this trip, man.
I don't want people to know I'm Drew Campbell.
Oh no, I was literally just like, if I run into you again, I run into you again. If not, goodbye forever. I guess.
Here's the important question.
Yeah.
Did you plug our podcast?
No, I did not. I did not.
We lost 3 or 4 listeners right there.
I can't because I just come on here and they just know I lied about everything.
It'd be funnier.
Well, yeah, well,
a fan base,
dude. But it's the story gets weirder. Well, not weirder. The prostitution part's a little bit weirder. So I'm high and drunk, and I'm like, all right, well, I gotta go, guys. And I walk, and I just started walking, and I'm like, I think I know where I'm going. And I just got lost. I got lost. I'm drunk and I lost.
In New Orleans.
Lost in New Orleans. I'm just walking around. I'm still happy as can be, though. You know, I'm walking around happy. And I run into this guy named Chester, which he was cool. And he's just like, hey, man, you want me to draw your picture? And I was like, yeah, draw my picture, Chester. So I sit down with him on the street. He starts drawing my picture. And then me and him just talk for like 45 minutes. Wonderful. He's a wonderful gentleman from New Orleans. And I get up and I'm like, all right, I gotta find my own. Finally, I go to my hotel. I like some miracle. I come across my hotel. I don't know how, but I did.
It's like right across the street from where you were.
Yeah,
it's this huge street.
No, you're right. It was right by Bourbon Street, but for some reason I wasn't on Bourbon Street when I was out in the Mississippi. Yeah. I got just totally lost. I was just wandering New Orleans by myself, drunk and high, which again should have been murdered or robbed. Like, finally got back to my hotel room. Go up to my hotel room. I'm like, I'm fucking hungry, dude. So I like pop up my phone, look up Grubhub, or DoorDash. I can't remember even which one it was at the time. I did that, and I'm like, there's like a fucking New Orleans restaurant. I'm like, I want that, and I want everything I can get, pretty much, dude. I ordered $80 worth of food. Man, $80 tab Grubhub. Fall asleep, wake up in the morning, have a bunch of missed calls, and I'm like, shit, lost my food again.
This is the second time.
Dude, but it's worse because it wasn't sitting outside my hotel room. They just left with it because they're not allowed to go up to the hotel. You have to meet him down in the lobby. He called me like 4 times and just left, so I just paid $80 for no food. Dude, and I'm waking up with this fucking splitting headache, and I'm like, oh shit, guzzle some water. Like, luckily, here's the smart thing. I made sure to stock up on water and Gatorade in my hotel room. Always made sure to have a bunch so I could just drink a bunch of that whenever I woke up.
Okay.
So,
makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's the smart thing to do, by the way. If you ever go on a vacation and you're planning to get hammered a lot, get water, get Gatorade, have a shit ton of it in your apartment so that when you need it, you don't have to go get it. It's just there. Your apartment, your fucking hotel room.
I was going to say, what the hell? Are you living somewhere?
I wish I lived there. I wish that was my apartment.
It's the breaking news that you're going to reveal at the end of the podcast. I'm moving to New Orleans. This is our last episode.
I might move to New Orleans. It's the greatest city I've ever been to. Greatest city.
Well, people would say New York or Las Vegas or LA or something.
Fuck that. New Orleans. New Orleans. New Orleans. People at home, chat with me. New Orleans. New
Orleans.
You gotta go, Evan. It's amazing. But yeah, I woke up, terrible headache. I'm like, all right, I gotta get me some brunch. Went to the Ruby Slipper Cafe. Now the cool thing about that,
the one place that the Ruby Slipper Cafe. You say you know anybody by none of these by name.
Well, I do know all the restaurants by name because I'm not drunk. I don't know the bars by name because I'm drunk. I don't fucking look. I just went bar, walk in.
It's fine. But, just for drinking bar.
Yeah, exactly. You walk 5 feet. You're like, okay, I'm done with this bar. 1, 2. Oh, new bar. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got breakfast. Got a Bloody Mary with breakfast. Drank that. So I'm already getting buzzed. It's like I'm like working out. I know.
Your lesson.
I went in Rome, Evan. I get done with that. And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get a Bloody Mary to go, please. They give me a Bloody Mary to go. So I'm just walking down the streets of New Orleans. It's like now noon. Got a Bloody Mary in my hand. I'm already kind of drunk because they pour them heavy. Just start walking into random shops. There's a bunch of art galleries there, and I'd be like, I have to go in and I'd pretend like I was like gonna buy something. But well, yes, I really like this one. How much is it? And they'd be like, it's $25,000. I'm like, oh, $25,000. Okay, well, I'm just gonna take a picture of that shit and like, oh yeah, give me your card. I'll think about it, and then maybe I'll call my accountant. Maybe I can get some funds transferred. But yeah, I'll be in touch.
It's hilarious.
Oh, dude, it's so fun. Then after that, I went to the Museum of Death, which is fucking sick and metal as fuck. So it's just
you're like the perfect guy.
It's not great.
You're their clientele.
I am 100% their clientele, dude. And you go in, and it's just fucking a bunch of first thing you step in, it's just a bunch of skeletons of all these different animals and shit. So like horses, a bunch of different fucking animal skulls and stuff like that. Then they got human skulls, right? Sick as fuck. And this entire time I'm going through this museum, I'm listening to Code of Slashers by Cannibal Corpse on repeat.
That's what they were playing?
No, I put my own headphones in. I made my own soundtrack to go through the Museum of Death. I'm like, I'm listening to fucking Code of Slashers by Cannibal Corpse to go through the Museum of Death. Fucking shit, like the stuff you see in like movies, like sci-fi movies in the laboratory where they have fucking stuff preserved in the formaldehyde or whatever jars. They had that shit there. So it was like kittens, like 6-toed kittens and 2-headed puppies, like fucking preserved in this. They had a human brain in one and kidneys. It was fucking dope. It was cool as shit, dude.
No shrunken heads.
That's the climax, Evan. I saw real life shrunken fucking heads. There's real ones. None of these phony baloney ones. I mean, a real, it was a human's face that had been shrank. It was fucking awesome. I was losing my goddamn shit. I wanted
for our listeners, go back and check out the Shrunken Heads episode of our podcast, whatever number that was.
Yes. And now that I've seen a shrunken head, I am doubling down. That's exactly what I want done to my head. And I want it to be sent to the Museum of Death. That is my new will. No lady is getting my fucking head. The Museum of Death is. And I want there to be a little sound bite where you can press a button and Code of Slashers by Campbell Corpse starts playing. So I'm walking through and there's fucking next they have a bunch of shit from serial killers, a bunch of letters and poems and artwork. They had John Wayne Gacy artwork that he painted in there. It's fucking cool. It's rad. So cool. And here's one thing. I was reading all their letters and their bios and things like that. I found there's actually a real, how I'm not that much into art and poetry.
Yep.
Well, it turns out every fucking serial killer is into art and poetry because they all did art and poetry. It's all in there. Charles Manson art, like poetry from all these different serial killers. So I think the fact that I like art and poetry shows that I'm actually a pretty well-adjusted person who doesn't want to murder anybody or never will.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know, dude. I went through all the fucking serial killers' bio. Not a single one of them did stand-up comedy. Not a single one.
Until
they all were...
Drew Camp.
Yeah, right. Good,
New Orleans resident gynecologist.
Kills boys from Minneapolis at a Mississippi River.
Yeah.
But yeah, look up. Okay, so and then the other thing that was really cool in there was they have one of Kevorkian's suicide machines. Dope as fuck. Dope as fuck. That's all I could say about it. It's like you just get to see a machine that was used to kill people, and you're like, yeah, hook me up, bro. Hook me up, dude.
Is there a public test run?
I hope so. I wish you could pay $25 and give it a ride. But yeah, look up. All right, so to make this story better, look up the lyrics for Code of Slasher by Cannibal Corpse. You know, like as I'm looking at all this shit, what lyrics are blasting through my head. And Cannibal Corpse, if you don't know it, is like metal. It's like the stereotype idea of what metal is, where it's just like, oh, no, like you can't really fucking, if you don't know metal, it just sounds like a guy kind of screaming in a deep voice.
Yeah, this is a pretty recent song, 2017. What am I supposed to read? The whole lyrics?
Yeah, read the lyrics. Go through them, Evan. Do your part of the podcast.
Systematic in our ways of attack. Deviant by nature. This is our habitat.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've entered, there's no chance of escape. Next thing you know, cold steel in your face. Your predetermined fate is in our hands. Deliverance to pain upon the stroke of our knives. Predatory impulses controlling our minds. You make a sound, we'll end your fucking life. Jeez. This is the first verse.
Your fucking life. We'll end your fucking life. So good.
Gripping you right by the throat, no chance to run. Horror unfolds, ripping apart the souls of the ones we hunt. The slashers go. Extremely rapacious, insatiable bloodlust will kill anyone who comes at us. Jagged are the knives we wield. You know you're going to lose this fight. Your hand's a useless shield. Blood is going to spray tonight. Provided by our steel. Accept the violence. Gripping you right by the throat, no chance to run. Ripping apart the souls of the ones we hunt. Jagged are the knives we wield. You know you're going to lose this fight. Your hand's a useless shield. Blood is going to spray tonight. Provided by our steel. Accept the violence. And does that chorus again.
We'll end your fucking lives. Okay. But yeah, no, so imagine that. And then I'm walking by and I'm going by the Charles Manson exhibit. And then they have like real crime scene photos of the Sharon Tate murders. So you get to see like Sharon Tate's dead body at the scene. You're like, that's wild. I've never seen that before. Never seen nothing like that before. And in my ears, it's fucking that just fucking like going away. Awesome. And I'm kind of drunk because I was just fucking drinking Bloody Marys all day. So got out of there, bought this old T-shirt from a Museum of Death, and then I decided to go down to Jackson Square, which is like supposed to have like all these performers and like people selling art and like doing like weird mystic shit. But I got there, and there was only like this one real big street performer who drew a crowd, and it was this guy who's supposed to be like a contortionist / magician who does like tricks and stuff like that. He's supposed to do this trick where he's like balancing on a board that has like a wheel under it. So he's like balancing on that, and then he's gonna go through like a tennis racket, but without like the netting. So he's gonna like contort it around and put it around himself. But I sat there for way too long because I realized this guy is a shitty stand-up comic, and he uses this to draw crowds in and then do his type 5 while he sets up the trick because he's doing really, really, really bad hack jokes. And he's like, I'm like, this motherfucker's doing stand-up right now. This is a stand-up comic from this town who realized I can draw a crowd if I do magic, and then I'll make them listen to my jokes because he kept delaying. Like he kept like teasing to do the trick and then would start doing jokes. No, because, dude, he kept delaying him doing the trick. It was almost like I could start to tell that he didn't give a fuck about the trick. He didn't want to do the trick. He wanted to tell his jokes.
You've been exposed, Mr. Magician.
Yes, I fucking saw right through you. I was furious, and I was like, "Is
Yeah.
this what you have to do? Is this what I'm gonna do? Come down here, so I have to trick people into watching a magic trick, so they actually have to listen to my stand up." They were
If that's the
bad.
case, then I'm
Acting.
sold.
He did. It's the kind of bad stand up where it's like they laugh at their own joke, they go slap their own knee. I fucking hate that. Like when they overly animate, laugh at their own joke. Have you ever, you know what I'm talking about when comics do that?
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. It's the most ingenuine. If you laugh at your own jokes, you can tell when it's real because you don't fucking do the fucking fall and like the or like the giggle shake. No, you just actually just laugh. You'll like laugh. You'll giggle to yourself. I like it when people laugh at their own jokes when it's genuine, but you can tell when it's fake as fuck as a stand up. But that's my rant about that.
I was gonna say
That's
your trip to Jackson Square.
Yeah, that was my trip to Jackson Square. I was just upset about this guy. I was like, I realized I'm like, I just got tricked into listening to his shit jokes.
That's your biggest trick, sir.
Yeah, you've duped me, sir. Abracadabra. I just listened to an open mic for 5 minutes on my vacation.
Yeah. So we're still on. This is Thursday still, right?
Yeah, so it should be Thursday still. So then after that, I just got another beer to go from a place nearby. Walked into some random more art galleries. There's so many goddamn fucking art galleries down there. It's pretty cool. Then I decided to go to Mr. Ed's for dinner, and that's where I spent the most money on food. I got like gator tails, half dozen
Mr. Ed sounds like Southern cuisine.
Yeah, dude. I got fucking, like I said, I got half dozen oysters, got gator tails, got crawfish etouffee, got jambalaya, got red beans and rice, and that was and smoked sausage. So I ate that as a meal, and I was like pretty full after that. I'd been drinking beer again. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go back to my hotel room, drink some water, and do some shots, and I'll go back to Bourbon Street. I get back to my hotel room. I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of dazy. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm just gonna lay down. I'm gonna take a half-hour nap. At 6:00, I'll set my alarm for 6:30. Wake up at 8:30, and I'm like, fuck, because just lost the whole night. So I immediately sit up. I'm like, shit. Grab my Jameson, start doing shots. I gotta be drunk. I gotta be drunk. And then I walk down the street again, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna go to. I have my headphones in. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to my own music for this, first setup. Get to the first bar that's like close to my hotel room on Bourbon Street, like the first one that I get to. Grab a beer to go. So I'm sipping that, listen to my own music, listening to Bourbon Street by Jeff Toohey. That's a good song, by the way. It's just about never wanting to leave Bourbon Street. So, of course, I was listening to it on Bourbon Street because I'm basic as fuck, right?
Yeah.
But it's still, I don't care, dude. It was like a perfect song to listen to. I listened to it multiple times while on Bourbon Street. So I'm walking around, I'm like drinking, and I'm deciding I'm going to go to this bar called the Blacksmith, which is on Bourbon Street, but I didn't go to it the night before. It's on like the quieter side, like towards the end, not like the dead central, but it's still on there. I'm like, all right. One of my friends, my roommate, Meredith, shout out Meredith, recommended me to go to this bar, which I can't thank her enough because that's the only bar's name I remember, and it's because it's my favorite bar. So I'm walking to the Blacksmith bar, and I hear, Dr. Dre. Fucking turn. It's the guys from Minneapolis.
Are you serious?
Yes, 100% serious.
It's a small town.
No, it's just Bourbon Street, man. They were just on Bourbon Street, and they saw me walking out. They're like,
it's so huge. I mean, the odds that you still find those same people again.
Well, they found me, to be fair.
Oh. So they were following you?
Yeah, it gets weirder. It gets a lot weirder.
I'm excited to hear.
So I'm like, all right. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, we're just doing it. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going down to the Blacksmith bar. I'm like, if you guys want to come, you can go down there. I heard it was a good bar. And they're like, yeah, we'll go down there. Go down there. There's a guy playing piano again out in their courtyard. This dude was sick. He was doing like just the best jams. I didn't have to request anything. So I walk in, I boss all around a shot, and we're drinking. And now I'm real fucked up at this point. So I'm like talking to anyone I see. And I see this guy who has he has tons of tattoos, sleeves, and he has this Friday the 13th tattoo of Jason's mask. So I just started striking up a conversation about him. I'm like, oh, Friday the 13th, I fucking love that. We're talking about it. His name is also Josh. One of the guys from Minneapolis' name is Josh. And he is a local, apparently, from the town who's like a tattoo artist. Me and this dude fucking hit it off. We're drinking and all night. We're buying each other shots. Now I'm getting real fucked up. And I'm like, I want to dance. I just want to dance so bad. So I just started walking up to girls and like asking them to dance. And I would be like, I want you to be happier. You want to dance with me? And dude, I must have asked a dozen. Dude, I'm not even shitting you. I must have asked a dozen girls to dance, and none of them said no. I would dance with a girl for a while, and it would stop, and then I'd like fucking because I wanted to go drink, and I'd like shoot the shit with the guys from Minneapolis and Josh from New Orleans, and then I'd go back out, ask another one. I was like dancing with two girls at once, dude. I was like doing the fucking shit in movies where you're spinning two girls at once. It was fucking awesome. It was great. I met this girl Samantha from Nebraska, and I started talking to her, and I got way too excited about dancing, so I picked her up, and I started doing the fucking, like, where you throw them around, like, I don't know what you call that dancing, where it's like, you put them to the side, put them through your legs, pick them back up, do that, spin around. I did that with her, dude, and at one point, I'm so fucking drunk, when I go to set her back down, I just fucking drop her on the concrete, like, just fucking, like, right on the concrete. All of her friends are like, oh, and she just like hops back up. She's like, I'm fine. We kept dancing. It's fucking great. I danced with the guys from Minneapolis. Shout out them. I was dancing with them. I grabbed them and slow danced with one of them. I didn't give a shit, dude. I was dancing with everyone, that motherfucker.
How you presented this when you said, I just walked up to a random woman and I was like, I want you to be happy when you dance with me. Like, I would have been creeped out by that.
I don't know, dude. I think I was glowing. Right?
Sounds like it. If you didn't, no one said no.
No one said no. I swear to God. I would tell you if someone said no because it would have been funnier to see me go, oh, fuck yeah. But no, dude. I think it's just the vibes down there. I think everyone just wants to have a good time. And also, it's just dancing. It's not like I was like fucking asking them to suck my dick or make out. I'm just like dancing with people. It's not as sexual as it sounds. Because I wasn't like, I'm not bumping, grinding dancing. It's like this guy's playing on a piano. So he's playing like classics, but not like classical music. You know what I mean?
He's shop.
Bops from like, the 80s, 70s, and 60s and shit like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not like that kind of dancing. It's like slow dancing kind of shit, but faster. You do the fucking that, you twirl, that kind of stuff. I fucking love dancing. So it's great. So I'm still talking to this guy. I go back, I start talking to this guy, Josh, again, and he's like, starts asking me, and like I started talking to him about his tattoos again. He's just like, hey, do you have any tattoos? I'm like, nah, I don't have any tattoos. He's like, well, if you come to my shop tomorrow, I'll just give you a tattoo for free. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm good. I don't really want to tattoo you. Like, I've never really wanted one. Even a drunk, I'm like, you know what? Actually, fuck yeah, let's get a tattoo. I'll hook up. He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, meet me at my shop. Like, I open around 11 tomorrow. It's called Electric Lady Land over on Frenchman Street. I'm like, word. All right, put it in my phone because I know I'm drunk. I'll forget it. Like. And then like we keep drinking, I dance with more people, and then the bar closes, and I'll walk out, and I'm gonna get the guys in Minneapolis like, fuck, I wish we could still drink. And I'm like, dude, if we go back to my hotel, there's a Walgreens real close by. We walk down to the Walgreens, we buy booze at the Walgreens, we walk back to my hotel, we can keep fucking drinking, guys. Like, so all of us walk to this Walgreens, we go inside, we're getting drinks. And fucking as I'm like, wait, one thing. We gotta stop by the toy aisle. So we went to the toy aisle, and I was like, all right, guys, I'll buy you any toy you want, but the rule is you gotta play with it. So they all are just.
Who the hell are you?
I don't know, dude.
2 in the morning.
No, because the bar's closed at 11. Because of COVID. So it's like it's probably like by the time we got to this, it's almost midnight. Which was fine. A lot of people are like, oh, the bar's closed at 11. 11's like, dude, no, I started drinking at like 4 or 5 every day. So it's fine. They closed at 11. Like I was already at the bars for 7 hours, 6 hours by the time they close. So they buy a bunch of toys. I buy bubbles. One of them buys like fart putty. I can't remember what the other one bought. One bought an action figure. So I'm like ringing out all this shit. I buy a fifth. I buy a 6-pack of beer. They buy their own drinks and shit like that. One of the guys is like, I want to write. I'm like, well, buy some paper, buy a pen. You can write whatever you want, man. Fucking do it. Have fun. And dude, the other thing when we were back at that bar, two of the guys there didn't want to dance, and those were the ones I made dance. I'm like, you're dancing. He's like, I don't really dance. It's like, it doesn't matter. You're on vacation in New Orleans. No one gives a shit if you suck at dancing. Just get up and dance. That's why I dance with those dudes. I'm like, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get out here.
That's true though. You are telling the truth.
Yeah, no one gives a shit, dude. No one gives a shit if you're bad at dancing. Stop being insecure. Fucking
people are just
pussies.
lazy. Like I would just be too lazy to dance.
No, dude. Once you start dancing, you feel it in your soul. It's the rhythm of the night.
Yeah, also, I guess so.
Yeah. Also, so we go back to my hotel room. Oh, we smoke a joint on the way back to my hotel room. We go back to my hotel room. We start drinking a bunch and just shooting the shit. One of the guys playing with his action figures. On the way to my hotel room, I'm sorry, I keep jumping out of place because I'm remembering things. When I'm like on the street bubbles, I'm like asking everyone we pass to blow bubbles. I'm going up to them like, hey, blow some bubbles. It's really fun. Do it. And they blow it. They're like, oh, it is fun. I'm like, I know. It's fucking fun to blow bubbles.
Yeah.
There was like pretty much everyone blew bubbles except for some guys were hesitant that were with their girls. It's like, all right, calm down, dude. It's not a fucking dick. You're just blowing bubbles. Don't be such a fucking toxic man. It's all right to blow bubbles. All right. It's okay. No one's gonna call you a pussy. All right. And then eventually I was just so pushing, dude. I'd literally just like, I'd be so pushed. They'd keep saying no, keep saying no. I just stick the bubble. Like I'd like dip it in and stick it in their face to the point where they blow a bubble. So I got everyone to eventually do it that I tried. I got like eight.
I was going to say, you didn't get bubbles. Stuck in the face.
Nope. Everyone's friendly as fuck down there, dude. So
I can't just be like, they just said no, you're just throwing it in their face. Like, blow the bubble.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I was like, and I just kept sticking the fucking bubble wand in their face. It was great, dude. I was in cloud 9 while I was there. So we went back to my hotel, started drinking, and then like we drank for a while. And then we're like, all right, fuck, we need to smoke cigarettes. So we go down to like in front of the hotel, smoke cigarettes. We're sitting there, and one of the guys, this guy's name was Austin, real thin mustache dude with long hair, and he starts chatting to what I would describe as cougars, but fucking trailer park cougars, dude. Like they're in their fucking 50s and they are falling apart. They got like faded ass tattoos and like looks like they've probably did meth at least once in their life. He starts talking to them and making out with one. We're like, oh God, that's not good. That's not a thing. And then he like leaves with the two cougars. We're like, oh no, Austin, come back. Don't do that. Don't do that, Austin. You're fucked. So he disappeared for the night. And then we went back in my room, drank for a little while, and then they left for their room. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm hungry. I'm going to order Grubhub. And I ordered like $50 worth of Grubhub, and then I fell asleep. And I woke up in the morning, I'm like, God damn it!
It would be funny if it was the same guy from the last night.
I know,
like,
right?
Who the fuck are you? It's the same
hotel. 4 phone calls, didn't get my food again. I'm like, God damn it. Whatever. So I woke up that day. This is the 3rd day, their last day.
Friday.
Yep. Walked over the Mississippi just so I could check it out in the morning. Beautiful. Dipped my toes in for a while. Went and got beignets. They were delicious. And a coffee. Drank that. And I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. It's getting close to 11. Let's go to this tattoo shop. So I fucking walked down to the Frenchman Street and met Josh. Yeah, I got a fucking tattoo while I was down there.
Where is it?
It's on my calf.
You're not going to show it to the people, or
I guess I can. I guess I can. I'm just not happy about it.
Well, I'm excited to see it then.
Let's see if I can do this.
Is that lettering?
Yeah, it's lettering.
What does it say? I can't read that.
It says, I want you to be happier.
Did you ask for that, or did they just give you it?
No, I couldn't think of an idea. And he said that he's like, I saw you go up to like 12 different girls that night and say that to them. And then they danced with you. He's like, you should do that. And I'm like, fuck it. Let's go with that.
That is a great story, though.
Yeah.
We now know the reason. Not that you ever wore shorts before.
Yeah, exactly.
But you'll never wear shorts.
Because
now we all know.
It seems basic as fuck now. Like it seems like a basic white girl tattoo.
Oh yeah, but
I mean the story behind it's fine, but I don't want to be that guy who has to fucking tell people it's like, oh, here's my tattoo and here's the stupid fucking story behind it. No one cares about the story behind your tattoo unless it's like, I mean, I do, but I mean, I don't think most people give a shit unless I care about the person. I don't care. I don't give a shit about a stranger telling me the story about their tattoo. Yeah. You know what I mean? Have you ever met a stranger who tried to explain you a story behind their tattoo and you just don't care?
Nope.
Yeah, exactly, because you don't care.
Was it painful?
No. I don't know if I picked a good spot or if just other people are giant pussies because it didn't hurt at all. It was like, I mean, like not even a tiny bit. Like not even the littlest amount of pain. It felt like someone was
stick on tattoos, just rub it off.
Yeah, I just washed it off. I'm like, no wonder it was free. No, it was just because it felt like someone was scratching me with a pencil. That would be what I would like compare it to. So it didn't hurt.
Sounds painful.
You're a pussy, yeah.
I am. That's why I'm never getting a tattoo.
It didn't hurt.
Even though in the future, inevitably, we'll both be somewhere drunk.
Also, for anyone who's a tattoo artist out there, and I just want to clarify, I'm not a dickhead, a tattooist. Yeah. Any tattooist out there? I'm not a dickhead. I still gave the guy $100 tip. I gave Josh $100 tip, even though he fucking gave me a free tattoo because he was cool, bought me shots beforehand, and he told me how much he liked me while I was there. And I was like, thanks, man. He's like, you're a fucking ray of sunshine. I mean, he didn't say that, but essentially, he said that in his own words. He said that in his own words. I got that compliment a lot. I got a compliment a lot about how happy I was. Dude, I was fucking smiling ear to ear for the whole fucking time I was down there. So from there,
it's not because I was drunk and high.
No, even like before I was drunk and high, I was smiling ear to ear. I was just having a great time. So then I just walked down to Walgreens to get Lubriderm after that. And I was like, I don't even know where I'm at. I'm like, fuck it. I'll just walk around and check shit out. So I bought a beer at Walgreens, and then I walked around and checked it out, stumbled across Louis Armstrong Park, walked through there. It was gorgeous. Starting to get hot out. It was like 80-degree weather at that point. So I was just baking in that shit. And I was like, oh, this is fucking fantastic. And I stayed there for a while, walked around random place again, saw a bunch of like street art that I took pictures of. And I was like, I want to remember this shit. One said cream pie, like in huge letterings, cream pie. I was like, I want a picture of that one, especially because I like cream pies. Not the sex, dude. The foods.
Were you commenting this publicly when you were walking through? You're like,
no, it was like more of the local part of town where there wasn't that kind of shit as much. Like there wasn't many people walking around. This wasn't like the touristy side of town. Frenchman Street's more like where the locals hang out at. So then I went back and got dinner at Oceana, and then I kind of stumbled around for a little while longer, went back to my hotel room, drank some water for a while, charged my phone for a little bit, so I was back there for like a little over a half hour, and then I was like, fuck it, back time to go out to Bourbon Street. And so I went out to Bourbon Street, just started drinking again. I was doing a bunch of moseying around, very similar. But this time, this was the first night they were doing like full live music. So then I was walking into bars and like every bar had live music, dude. It was fucking awesome. I saw this funk band that blew my fucking tits off. I've been listening to a shit ton of funk music since then. I've been deep diving on my funk because they were the best band I saw there. It was like 3 singers. It was 2 girls and 1 guy, and they like changed which song they played. Full fucking bass, keyboards, guitars, drums, and just fucking rock the fucking tits off.
Do you know what their name was?
No, I do not. I didn't stay long enough to get their name. Oh. I was still moving around a lot. I was like there for like an hour. And they didn't stop, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go now because I need to check some other shit out. And then I'm like, fuck it, dude. You know what bar was really, really awesome? Blacksmith Bar. I'm gonna go back there. So I go back to the Blacksmith Bar, and same kind of atmosphere. I'm like, except they start the same piano guys there. So start dancing again, like with girls, like singing, meet some people, talk to them for a while. I meet this guy from Australia, and he gives me a fucking cigar. By the way, I spent like $100 on cigars alone while I was there. I was buying these fat ass stogies that are $25 a piece. It was fucking great. I was throwing money left and right. Met this guy from Australia, started talking to him. He gave me a cigar, actually, and we smoked a cigar together out at the Blacksmith, and we started talking. I'm like, hey, yo, you're from Australia. And so it's like you guys, like, cunt's not a big deal there, right? Like, you guys just say the word cunt all the time. He's like, yeah, I fucking love cunt. Like, I fucking love it. He's like, that was like, yeah, I know, but he was just like, that was like the hardest part about moving to America, he said, because he lives in Florida now. He's originally from Australia. He's like, the hardest part was just like adjusting to cunt not being as suitable around here, because like he's like, you're in Australia, you can just say cunt all the time no matter where you're at, and people don't take it serious. It's not like the same as it is here. Like, it's this awful word. And like fucking Australia, everyone's like, you're a cunt, he's a cunt, she's a cunt. No one cares. It's just not a word like that there. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. I love the word. And we just talked about our love for the word cunt. I'm like, yeah, I don't mean it hateful. It's just a fun word. It just rolls so well. Like, it's such a great, it's like fuck. It's very similar. It's got the U in the middle.
Yeah.
It's a good word. Talked to him, danced more people, met these 2 moms, and one of them was trying to convince me to date their daughter from North Carolina. So
Is her daughter there?
No, she was showing me pictures of her daughter, and she's like, "You should date my daughter. You're great. You're wonderful. You should date my daughter." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll fucking date your daughter." I'm like, "I'm never gonna see these people. I'm not even. You haven't even met real me yet."
Yeah.
I'm through camp, gynecologist for exactly. Yeah. So do that, and then eventually I'm buying more shots. I bought a lot of shots at night, and eventually I like bar's almost about to close. I come back in, and fucking guys from Minneapolis are there. 2 of them.
Are you kidding? Okay.
Yes, they're there. 2.
That's just
the other 2 apparently. So I see them again. I'm like, "What the fuck's up, guys?" And we like fucking chit chat and stuff. So I talked to them. The other 2 went home that day. They were there in their last night there. I'm like, "It's my last night there too." So the bar closes. And we're like, "Fuck it, we got some beers to go." Started walking up and down Bourbon Street, just talking for a while. And like, I was like, I can't believe I hung out with these guys. And they're like, "You know what? We gotta get a picture together because we hung out so much of this trip." So I have a picture with the 2 guys from Minneapolis. One of them took 2 of them, now all 4. And I think we should post that on the Inept Pit page because they think they have a picture with Drew Camp, gynecologist from Sacramento, but they don't even fucking know who I am.
That's why you gotta put it in the description so they're looking for it. They're gonna see, oh, this guy's just a big phony.
Exactly. But I ran out. I was like, I need to get food. So I see Oceana. Oceana's open till 1. I'm like, all right, guys. Well, this is where I'm stop off. Enjoy the rest of your lives. And just adios to me the night. So I'm waiting for food at Oceana. Get that. I go back to my hotel room, dude. I eat it in bed. I spill a bunch of food in my bed because I'm so drunk. And went to bed. I woke up the next day, hungover as a motherfucker. Saw my bank account was just basically in the negative. I had my brother Venmo me cash so I could get to the fucking airport. And then I was like, "Oh fuck." Took an Uber to the airport and I left, dude. I fucking was so happy on that goddamn trip. I was crying in the Uber back to fucking the airport. I didn't want to leave. Did not want to fucking leave.
That driver's like, what's your problem?
Yeah, he's like, "This is this guy's problem." And I also cried on the plane as I was just thinking about all the memories I made.
That sounds.
I made friends with so many people. Yeah, it was awesome.
I can't believe it.
That was my trip to New Orleans. Any questions? Did I answer all the Snapchat questions?
Okay, there's a lot of it was Snapchat, but so there's that piano guy playing Beautiful Day. That was probably a request, right?
The Beautiful Day? Yeah, I sent you Snapchat. No, I'm guessing someone else requested it. I don't know, but I just heard it, and so I sent it to you because I was like, "Oh, this makes me think of Evan."
Okay, and then you did a snap of people in your hotel. Was those the Minneapolis guys?
Yes, they were.
I was like, "What the one these people?" I was like, "Drew's going in alone. He's already."
There's like the one where the guy's just like zoned out and not paying attention, just staring at a wall, and the other one's playing with a Silver Surfer action.
So I was like, "What the hell is this? Who are these people?" You didn't.
There may have also been drugs involved. There may or may not have also been drugs involved, but I can't say because my lawyer said I'm not allowed to admit crimes anymore after the last podcast.
Okay, but no, a lot of it was just. I think you sent me the Darth Vader guy.
Yeah.
I remember that one. So you covered that. The thing that just stood out to me watching all these, because I had a few beers and was kind of just going through them before I went to bed. I'm like, yeah, he looks like he's having a good time.
Yeah.
But I was just looking at these and I'm like, there is no social distancing between anybody. I saw people with no mask. I saw there's that one snap at like the last day you're huddled by the piano, like all like
dude. And when people were inside, yes, but outside, dude, it was like COVID didn't even exist.
Yeah, it was
literally, wow. And I'm not gonna lie, it was fucking awesome. It was great. It was like the world was normal. It was fucking awesome. And I don't have COVID. At least I don't think I got tested just in case, but I don't have any symptoms.
Cool.
I should get the test back any day now. But yeah, also I found when I woke up the next day, I'm like looking through my phone. I found a picture I don't remember taking. It's a selfie of me drunk. I don't even remember taking this. It was last night, me drunk, holding a beer, and there's a cop car with its lights on right behind me. I'm like, it's just like literally right in front of a cop car with its lights on.
It's like an album cover.
Mm-hmm. It was fucking great. So the recommendation, also being alone is great because I got to do whatever I want when I want. I didn't have to wait. I wake up when I want, go to bed when I want, fucking eat when I want, eat where I want all the time, go see what I want. And when I wanted to ever leave someplace, I could just leave. I didn't have to ask anybody if they're
Now,
finished a drink. Have you done that? If you boo, babe, if
do
you
you
go,
see
okay.
why I live this
Oh,
lifestyle?
I also live. I forgot. Oh yeah, I see. It's kind of sick, Evan. I 100% see it. It is kind of sick being. You can do whatever you want all the time, and I can make friends. I've learned real easily. I can make fucking friends. I'm really good at making friends with strangers. I didn't know. I forgot how good of a skill I've had that because of COVID for the last year. But yeah, dude, I can strike up a conversation with like fucking anyone and just roll. I met a guy that was wearing a wrestling shirt, and me and him talked wrestling for like a half hour. I ran into him again too on the street, but he was a local. He was a bouncer at a bar. And me and him, I ran into him on the street when he was like the next day, like in the midday. Me and him stopped and talked about wrestling again. So yeah, go to vacations on yourself. It was just a fucking spirit quest, dude. It was like I went and found my happiness again. I have a new fucking appreciation for life, and I love everything about it. And everything's great, and I can't wait for the future. But I also love everything that's happening right now. The present is very, very important to me. And I love you, Evan, and I love all you listeners. And I promise you, we're going to make Inept Pit better, make Inept Pit great once again, or finally, I guess.
Oh, this was a great episode so far.
Yeah,
we're over, and it's been all
done.
you just detailing your trip. Yeah,
we're done, dude. Go to New Orleans. You got to go to New Orleans. Everyone, if you've never been there, fucking go. It is awesome. I also went to a voodoo shop and got a bunch of fucking voodoo shit. But that's just another side note. Who cares? Yeah, that's the trip, man. Any questions?
No.
What were you doing? What
was I doing?
Yeah, what were you doing while I was doing that?
I said waiting for you to come home.
That's right.
I wasn't doing anything.
Don't wait on anybody, dude. Go find your own happiness. It's within you. It's within all of you out there. Fuck.
Is this your new this is your new character?
I want you to be happier, people.
No, but like just the whole trip that you detail, like this does sound like a great comedy.
Oh, dude, it was like I was in a movie half the time. It felt like it.
It sounded like a movie. It sounded like a great comedy movie.
Yeah, especially when I was walking down the road, like listening to music, like in midday, drinking. Oh, it felt like I was in a movie. When I was walking,
drunk at the
I was like dancing through Louis Armstrong Park, dude. It was awesome. I miss it so much. I want to go back. I might move there. I might live there, but we can still do the podcast even if I live there, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'll be in Michigan forever.
You shouldn't. You should live your life and get the fuck out if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But I think we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
We went way too long on this one. Let's do plugs real quick. So follow us. If you listen to us on YouTube, go ahead and hit like, subscribe. Fucking make sure you leave a comment. Comment about, I don't know. Well, oh, here we go. Comment where you want me to visit next, because I'm just going to start planning my next vacation. I'm planning my next solo vacation.
Now it's just you going on vacations every week and telling them.
I'm not every week, but I'm going to start saving up and planning for my next solo vacation because they're fucking sweet. And yeah, so fucking, where would you like to see good old Drew Campbell go and do a thing like that? Get a little bit of crawdads and whatnot.
Grand Rapids. I agree.
I've been there, so probably pass on that one. Make sure to share the podcast, guys. The more you share it, the more viewers see this, the more we're doing. I really appreciate it. You don't have to fucking share it. If you want to be a dickhead about it, listen to this whole podcast, still not share it, fine, be a dickhead about it. But those of you who share, I appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. If you want to have Twitter, you can follow us on Twitter at, of course, Inept Pit. You can also find us on Facebook at our page at Inept Pit. You can also email us at ineptpit@gmail.com for any questions, concerns, or bookings. If you want to book a live podcast or me and Evan doing stand-up, go ahead and go there. We'll do it for monies. We like monies, lots of monies. And you can catch me and Evan if you want to in the Battle Creek area, March 30th, doing an open mic. March 30th, 8 p.m. Inept Pit rides again, doing the stand-up. Besides that, that's fucking everything for us, except for you can follow Evan at Salsa Evan. He's going to tweet about SNL. He's going to tweet about sports. And he's going to sometimes tweet about comedy. If you like any of that shit, go ahead and follow him there. Also, you can...
Another plug.
Are you going to do Pizza Pals?
No.
Oh, what's your other plug?
Today, I uploaded a stand-up clip on my YouTube page. It's not that good.
Okay.
But if you want to check it out, just YouTube me. and watch it.
We'll put a link in the description. Not of the. No, we're not actually going to do that because
don't do that. It's weird. I'd rather less people see it. I just want to throw. If you made it to the end, that's my treat.
Yes, if you want to see
Evan clip out, if you want to see me do very mediocre stand up, it's out to the public.
Sick. Well, that's been the pod, motherfuckers. Thanks for listening. Episode 24 in the goddamn bag. I'm gonna go get drunk. No, I'm not. I'm drinking coffee. I gotta make something to dinner or some shit. But yeah, peace out, cocksuckers. Love you. Look at how much happier I am.
Find your happiness in life.
Yeah, dude. Go on a spirit quest.
Peace.
Bye.